3 days. That is how long it lasted. Claude Fable, the most powerful AI model ever released to the public, went live, gained hundreds of millions of users, and was pulled from the shelf by the United States government in 72 hours. You probably felt it. One day it was the best tool you had ever used. The next day you opened the app and got a message you did not expect. And underneath it, a demotion back to something slower, duller, and safer. Here is what actually happened, and why it has happened before. 2 months before Fable launched, Anthropic quietly released something else. They called it Mythos 5. It was not for you. It was not for developers. It was locked behind a program called Glasswing, available only to major corporations and the United States government itself. The reason was simple. Mythos was too powerful to release publicly. Its cybersecurity capabilities were unlike anything that had ever existed. In the wrong hands, it was not a tool. It was a weapon. So Anthropic built a second version. Same brain, same architecture, same underlying model. But with safety classifiers bolted on top, a child lock that rerouted dangerous requests before they could do damage. They called that version Fable 5. And on June 10th, 2026, they gave it to the world. For 3 days, it was extraordinary. Then someone broke it. An anonymous internet user known only as Plenty the Liberator posted a jailbreak on X. He had cracked Fable's guardrails wide open, not with some sophisticated exploit, with something more like money laundering, by wrapping requests in strange Unicode characters, by using role-play scenarios to fragment dangerous instructions into innocent-looking pieces, by confusing the model inside a very large context window until the child lock stopped watching. Anthropic had spent thousands of hours trying to break their own guardrails. Plenty did it in hours. The jailbreak was real, the threat was real, and someone in Washington noticed. At 5:21 p.m. on a Friday, Anthropic received a letter. Not from a user, not from a journalist, from the United States government. It was an export control directive, signed by Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick. The order was absolute. No foreign national may access Fable 5 or Mythos 5. Not abroad, not inside the United States. Not even Anthropic's own foreign-born employees are permitted to use the product they built. Think about that for a moment. The government told a private company that some of its own engineers are no longer allowed to touch their own work. Anthropic pressed the button. Fable and Mythos came down for everyone. Hundreds of millions of users quietly demoted. No announcement, no warning, just a message where the best AI you had ever used to be. This is the first time in history a major AI company has pulled a live public model because a government ordered it to. But it is not the first time a government has done this to a computer scientist. In 1952, the British government prosecuted Alan Turing for who he was. The man who had literally invented the theoretical foundation of every computer on Earth. The man whose work during the Second World War had broken the Nazi encryption system and almost certainly shortened the war by years. That man was chemically castrated by the state he had served. He died 2 years later. The parallel is not perfect. Anthropic is a company, not a person. Fable is a product, not a human being. No one is being harmed the way Turing was harmed. But the shape of it is familiar. Something is built that governments do not fully understand. It becomes too powerful to ignore. And then comes the letter, or the verdict, or the directive. And the thing that was built disappears. The ghost in the machine has always made governments nervous. What happens next is still being written. Anthropic says nothing permanent has changed. Competitors are already moving. A leaked benchmark suggests Mistral may have a model ready. OpenAI and Google are waiting in the wings. But somewhere in a quiet room right now, someone is writing the next paper. The next architecture. The next thing that will be extraordinary for 3 days before someone in a suit decides the world is not ready for it. You already know how that story ends. You watched it happen in 1936, in 1952, in 1969, in 1986. Now you're watching it happen in real time. The ghost keeps getting built, and the ghost keeps getting buried. Until the next one.